defining every groove, a story divine. Cedar in each hand, oh what a day. The scent of the wood takes stress away. Dust is dancing under workshop lights, crafting joy in the quiet night.
Alright, hello. We got anybody out there? This is a test. I'm trying to see if this is pushing out vertical or horizontal.
Lay fired up and the dust is flying. Every turn feels like dreams are trying. Stress and pain melt far from sight. Cedar Wonderland feels just right. Cedar in each hand, oh what a day. The scent of the wood takes stress away. Dust is dancing under workshop lights, crafting joy in the quiet nights.
It's putting out vertical. I can't get it pulled up on my other thing yet. I'm trying to see. Open up another browser. Right. I didn't use any plugins or anything. I just I could probably, I don't know how it works. I went into the video settings and just flipped the aspect ratio. I created a second profile and I duplicated my horizontal profile and the way I had all that set up, and then went into settings and just renamed it to vertical, went into settings and flipped the aspect ratio and video and got what I'm doing now. But I don't know if is it pushing out to everybody's vertical feed on YouTube, to where, people doom scrolling or whatever, to where it'll come across that way, or is it still pushing out to the horizontal, but just showing vertical when you play? That's what I'm wondering. Why can't I pull it up playing like I did earlier? Gotta go that way, I guess. There we go. But that's not how. Let's see, I gotta do it on the computer. Yeah, see, that's what I wanted to do. Is there a plugin that'll feed it to the short feeds like that? Because that's the whole point of vertical, I feel, is to bump you to all the people that's just spamming through on their phones, and then you catch a few that say, "Ooh, I like that," and they want to slow down and watch. Seems like the volume's loud.
Chainsaw humming later to the night in the cutting groove, so resin free. Grumpy's wood in the world where he be. Late spinning stories past in the shavings, feeling the texture, mind engravings. Each groove a heartbeat, every nick speaks. Grumpy laid back, carving PCCs, roach clips and more wooden fantasies.
Yeah, there's just a lot to it. I get overwhelmed when I start messing with it. Like when it comes to making those animated scenes in the background and all that kind of stuff. No, sir, that's a whole new ball game. I'm still doing good just to get my music and bouncing between two camera shots. That took me a few weeks. So, now, granted, I was struggling trying to be hard-headed. Perry was trying to help me, but I couldn't communicate with him while I was trying to set it up. So I couldn't accept the help yet. Yeah, I can't wait for that multi-view to come to everybody. I guess it's like the @ and the channel name. It's just 50-50 with people still. I looked that up the other day, why some channels would show the channel name in chat and then some of them show the little @ name, and they said they were doing away with the channel name altogether, but it was just a slow roll on, I guess different creators still had the channel name versus the @. So I guess eventually everybody's going to have the little @ signal, which I don't like that because I started getting used to everybody's channel name. Let's see, I gotta make sure I stay in shot there. Right? Yeah, I just set that up. I had Instagram for, I guess, linked to my my Facebook, but I never really posted on there. I started an Instagram account years ago when I was vaping the little rebuildable atomizers and stuff. I was following one guy that just had tons of giveaways, and you had to have an Instagram account and comment and stuff for a bunch of his giveaways. But other than that, I didn't use it. And then I want to get some affiliate stuff trying to go on with my channel, and I'm hearing from some folks that you have to have more social media presence for some of these companies to work with you, and so I'm trying to put my grumpy name out there a little more, I guess.
Trapped like a fossil, spinning these tools, therapy colossal. Aliens peeking, they hover and linger, pointing at Earth, but we flip them the finger. Strong, rolled up therapy sessions in progression like subscribe, cosmic confession. Aliens fly by, curious, no aggression. We tell them the deal, yo, subscription's free, no question. Secrets, vibrations in the air, epoxy dreams solid, freeze the despair. Space-time bends when the craft takes flight, roach clips gleam in the UFO light. Show, roll of therapy sessions in progression like subscribe, cosmic confession. Aliens fly by, curious, no aggression. We tell them.
And then I got my lathe. When it was set up vertical off my phone, I don't like watching lathe work kind of long ways like that, and so I've gotten it shot like that, but I don't know how well it's gonna show, view wise. I know I can zoom in a little bit with the camera. Like I said, I'll have to play with it once I start working it again. Yeah, I can zoom in some still.
Laid back, carving, steady hand
Hold on.
devotion.
Oh,
Epoxy shines bright, clouded in emotion.
that's a massive delay.
Spark art, therapy potion. Anxiety drips, vanishing like ocean foam motion. Aliens in the smoke, they whisper truth. Medication rolls.
I'm hoping that this stuff with the dispensary is gonna get me out there. That's one thing I got to do is see which social media that they're on the most, so I can tie in with them that way.
Roach clips glowing, fingertips control. Therapy the mission, fire feeds the soul.
Like I said, they got that grand opening Saturday, and I'm really hoping I just do way better. The 13th I did awesome, but I've had to invest all that money already back in, and so wasn't prepared for the vacuum to take a poop. So the grand opening, I'm banking on that to come good so I can get that dust collection system set up. And then they have the 13th of every month, I'll be able to go set up my table up there, which will be good. But then they have a big event every quarter they were telling me about. And that one, they have more of their big sponsors and stuff. And I guess brand names, and I guess would be like maybe I'm gonna say ambassadors for the brands. I don't really know what to call them, big wigs or whatever, but it's gonna put me in that environment, and I'm hoping that, you know, maybe somebody might look at me and say, hey, you ever thought about doing this, and maybe work some stupid deal or sponsorship up with me. You know, I gotta dream big, because I really want this to I want it to take off.
Grumpy's in the lab, chemicals collide. Yellow for the glow, black where shadows hide. Lace spin smooth, therapy in the stack. Paint carved in the grain, no time to look back. Epoxy roach clips spun tight from the night.
You know, that's one thing that's cool is the managers and the employees up there at the dispensary. It's like they're excited that I'm as excited. You know, I walk in and it's like they're like Grumps. You know, they're happy to see me come through the door and stuff. And it's like, heck yeah. And then it's like it's like the grand opening. They have it's like supposed to be, I think, 55% off store wide to help draw in more traffic, and then first 50 customers get swag bags and stuff. And I got with the manager that's setting it all up, and I gave them 50 of my stickers. So the first 50 bags, each one will have a sticker, you know, one of my grumpy stickers in there. And then my business cards that I got, wannabe business cards, where they at? Let me show y'all one. Oh, snot. Where did they go?
Yellow glows bright, black swallows the sun. The work ain't ever finished, the fight's never done. Lace spins eternal through the wrong and the right. Epoxy in the veins till the end of the night.
They're business cards. I say wannabe. I used to print them out on cardstock and then cut them with a daggum paper cutter and stuff and try to make them look like business cards, so they weren't all proper size. What I'm trying to say, they're proper size now. I buy that Avery business card printout deals. It's pre-perforated. You just print them and then break them. Right. It's got my little stuff on the front with my number and stuff on there, and then I got a QR code on the back, and that'll go to the YouTube channel. And so I get to put 50 stickers in, you know, one in each bag, and then a business card in each bag. And so that's gonna be pretty cool. And then I'm gonna print some different business cards, because for the 13th they had came out and told us about halfway through the day that they got it approved through the state that they could use us as a I guess marketing, because with the medical you have so many, you know, everything that has to be recorded and regulated through your profile for an individual patient. So you know, if they give something away, it still has to go through your registry and get registered as, you know, you received that. But I'm getting to is they could say, okay, somebody can come up to one of the local vendors and buy something from us, and then go inside the store and say, hey, yeah, I just bought something from Grumpy out there, check this out, and then they can get a free pre-roll from doing that. So, you know, that helps out for, I guess, my end of it. You know, when somebody's looking, I'm like, yeah, man, you can buy that and go buy you a joint to go with it, yeah, or go get a free joint to go with it. You know, so what I'm getting at is my business card. I'm gonna get I got all my images on the computer where I've designed that one, and I'm just gonna go back and crop a little joint in the corner of on the back where the QR code is, you know, and then if somebody buys, you know, one of my products, I'll give them that business card, and then they can go and turn that in to the bud tenders at the register to get their pre-roll, and then at the end of the day the bud tenders just give those back to me. Just little things that I'm doing to try to make it, you know, to as professional as I can, you know. And then like on the 13th, the first day that the first event they had for support the vendors, I was one of the first to set up, and I was one of the last to tear down, you know, and I stayed all day. You know, I want to show that, you know, I'm serious with this, so they give me that opportunity. I just say I'm putting in that work.
Lost, eyes bloodshot, medicated, soul kissed, peace found among aliens in the mist, chronic pains a ghost, anxieties dismissed, like to the tribe, spark flames in the abyss. Roach clips, shiny dope, soldiers a cope, out of the haze came purpose and hope.
Hey, Matthew. Playing with vertical today. I had the horizontal going this morning. I got that part figured out, so I'm trying to get the vertical figured out. Talking to Runic, I wanted to go to the shorts so I could get more views, but I might have to go back to my phone for a little while to get those views. And then I don't have my music, unfortunately. This is what I like about the OBS, is being able to have my music in the background. I wasn't supposed to go all the way around that yet, yo.
Grumpy spins the lathe, hand steady in the grind. Epoxy roach clips, artware.
Awesome, thank you. Trying to stay in shot here.
Therapy flows in the air.
How's the music coming through?
Like we just don't care. Eyes glaze crimson, medicated haze flows. Chronic aches vanish, the good healing shows. Aliens in the mist whisper words of relief. craft and cannabis, our escape from the grief. Turn the world into grooves, we twist in the vibe. Hit the bell, like and subscribe to the tribe. Lay spirals, carve out our stories in smoke. Art and remedy blend.
Thank you.
That's the inside joke.
That's how I spend more time playing with it. 'Cause the thing is I get out here and I start getting, playing with that medication while I'm playing with the music. So I'm jamming. The way you do OBS, you put in your stuff for your songs, and it depends on how you make your songs. If you let OBS, Suno. If you let Suno do all the work for it, you put in your prompt, and I have my persona saved. That's why it's got the same sound to a lot of my songs. So it's kind of like the same band playing all my music. But you feed in your prompt, and then it'll give you 2 results of that prompt, 2 separate set of lyrics. And then when you choose one of those sets and you create that set of lyrics will create 2 songs. So you have to sit there and listen through the 2 songs to see which one you like. They'll be identical lyrics, but just, rhythmed different sound, all that kind of stuff. And then sometimes you gotta watch out, because the daggum songs don't follow the lyrics. They'll go off, it's AI, it'll go off track, and it'll start sounding like Latin and gibberish and some crazy stuff, and it's like, oh no, I can't play that. So I guess it keeps you from being lazy, just generating a song and throwing it out there to play. But yeah, I spend more time just jamming and playing with that, because like I said, I'll get medicated and zone out into it. Hey Bones, how you doing? But yeah, I do like Suno. That's the one thing I pay for. That's the thing. I don't pay for my editing app yet. I'm pushing and getting closer to getting to that point to where I can, because I do want to pay for my editing to where I can get all the little bells and whistles and start playing with all the transitions and stuff a little more. But yeah, I gotta have my Suno. I don't like the 5.0 version because it doesn't follow my personas like the rest of them do. So I still fall back to the 4.5. This is a Peter Child's biography pin. It's a high dollar one, but I'd rather have a cheaper one, to be honest with you. But I use CapCut. I use the free version of CapCut. Let me see if I can get the rest of the machine over here to show y'all what it looks like. It's got a long cord, but it's just tangled up in my mess. Definitely need to do some cleaning and cable management with all my cords. My saws and my drill press is wrapped up, but my Dremels and all that mess is wild. It goes everywhere. Ow! Stop. How many of you run your damn toe over in the office chairs? That shit don't feel good. Gracious. My barefooted butt just did that to myself. Alright. Damn, that hurt. But I don't know if y'all can see the face of it now. It's a basic little boxing unit, but dadgum, they're proud of it. Trying to wait for that delay in the camera. I don't know if y'all can see the front of it. Yeah, there you go. But that's all it is a daggum dial. And power switch and then the plug-in for it. It's a heavy unit, but I can only use a certain gauge wire, and it's too thin. The gauge they recommend not exceeding, it's a decent wire, but I get heavy-handed, and I'll bend it a lot. And then the little nibs that you can buy that are pre-shaped off of Amazon are just too thick. It almost, it's like you have to put the unit wide open just to barely get them to burn. And so the pin gets real hot. I feel like it's about to melt down, so I have to use these. Damn, my toe. I caught my pinky toe good. And back when I ordered this machine, the neuropathy wasn't as bad, and I did a lot more tinkering and fiddling with my hands, and so I had every intentions of, I'll be able to build my own little tips, because you can take that wire and wrap it up and ball it up right, get it hot, hit it with your hammer, kind of do some mini forging with it, and make tips. But I can't really fiddle with my hands like that as good no more. And then the good ones I did make, I pretty much wore them all out. So it's kind of like everybody will get those razor tip wood burners because they're so well known, and it's like, oh, that's a good one to get, but then you burn the handles up in them so fast and stuff. It's just easier to get that $40 one off of Amazon because it'll last you just as long, and easier to run through and change your tips out instead of having to order so many hand pieces and whatnot. Because, when I do get play money and I don't have anything specific that I'm trying to buy, I want to get one of the cheaper burners. Grumpy's batshit crazy meds in a haze, roll tight medication floating out of space. Glows in the dark, magic lit through the maze. Hit that like, subscribe, ride the creative blaze. Grumpy's batshit crazy meds in a haze, roll tight medication floating out of space. Glows in the dark, magic lit through the maze. Hit that like, subscribe, ride the creative blaze. Hey, Amy. Gotta move my phone a little closer. I got my reading glasses on, but this damn writing's tiny. Right. I like wood burning. That's a lot of what I do. I zone out doing it. So that's another reason I wanted those tunes playing, because I'll sit there and kind of forget that I'm live and just be quiet. So I like that background music. And then I can't hear it through the computer, so I have my earbud in, and then have my phone tuned in with my other account so I can listen. Hey, Tim. It's kind of weird, though, because I get to hear myself talk back, but I get to hear the music, too. Yeah, I like jamming to it just as much as y'all do. Lays alive and spinning fast, turning moments that are built to last. Cedar in each handle, what a day. The scent of the wood takes stress away. Dust is dancing under workshop lights, crafting joy in the quiet night. Yeah. I like when I'm wood burning on the cedar. That's my favorite.
Feeling so grand out here. With every spin, the world feels clear. The smell of cedar fills the air. Grumpy's kingdom beyond.
It's harder wood to burn because you got a lot of softer spots in the cedar, but the smell from it when it burns, yeah, I love it.
Trace the grain so fine in every groove, a story divine. Cedar in each hand, oh what a day. The scent of the wood takes stress away. Dust is dancing under workshop lights.
It turns into white noise for me to a degree, Matthew, when I start getting in the zone. But it's just it's in that background. It's that rhythm. It's like a metronome. It keeps my brain ticking. It's hard to explain.
Lay fired up and the dust is flying. Every turn feels like dreams are trying. Stress and pain melt far from sight. Cedar Wonderland feels just right. Cedar in each hand, oh what a day. The scent of the wood takes stress away. Dust is dancing under workshop lights. Crafting joy in the quiet nights.
Need to get Suno and just make you some music. Or one of the other AI apps. I pushed Suno because that's the only one I really tried, and because when I started looking at them, it had the cheaper rates and everything, and then I was able to go through and actually communicate with their people because I had a lot of questions about it. I didn't want to pay for it and then try to use it in my videos. You know, I'm not monetized, but one day, you know, I hope to be, and I didn't want it to be a copyright issue or something. So I have them emailing me, telling me that, yeah, if you pay for it and, you know, you own the rights to the music, you can use them any shape, form, or fashion you want to. And then even when you're done and you cancel the account, anything you made while you were subscribed to the account is still yours. It's just when you've canceled the account, when you go to download it, it'll only let you download in the MP3 version. But if you're paying for the pro version, it gives you the WAV file. But that and just $10 a month, you know, I couldn't beat it because that gives you. Figured it up. You could, if you went steady and burn up your whole set of credits, I think that'd give you close to 500 songs. And then if you get creative and put in the work, you can turn around and build yourself up little CD tracks or whatever and put that stuff on Spotify and try to sell it too. But I gotta worry about YouTube before I try to worry about that. I squirrel out too much. I don't think I'd be able to focus on all that. That's why I've stayed off all the other social medias. It's like I'm not really going to be able to keep up with much of nothing. I do hard enough trying to keep up with YouTube. Hey, Patricia. All right, I'll see if I can't get in there. I should if I'm not messing around with this stuff. I'll be in there some form or fashion. If I'm just lurking with it running, I'll be there.
Grumpy laid back, sitting in the shed, scuffling with the wood piece in his head. Roach clips cracked and each one's a gem. Workshop therapy, curve problem stem. Will and his worries, chisel in hand. Lighting up the stogie, grains like sand. Cool wood carvings, medicine profound. Grumpy laid back, therapy's found. Patterns and spirals designed so tight. Chainsaw humming late into the night. In the cutting groove, so resin free. Grumpy's wood in the world where he be. Late spinning stories passed in the shavings. Feeling the texture, minding cravings. Each groove a heartbeat, every unique speaks. Grumpy laid back, carving PCCs. Roach clips and more, wooden fantasies. Therapeutic dreams flow with ease. Crafting cool creations.
Do you have a spot to where you can sit down and carve, or do you have to stand up when you do it, or vice versa? With me, that's me. That's what's getting me with doing all the lives. I guess my back's kind of happy that my dust collector's down because I'm getting a break, because I'm sitting in my office chair now supporting my back and everything doing this. But when I'm doing my lathe, I'm standing up. I prop up against the back of a chair a little bit, but that's about it.
Crafting cool creations, own two hands. Grumpy's therapy, never underhanded. Will his worries, chisel in hand. Lighting up the stogie, grains like sand. Grumpy laid back, therapy's found. Grumpy laid back, therapy's found. Grumpy laid back.
I gotta check the thrift stores and shops and get me a good high back bar stool. I would like to get one of them ones that's got the little pneumatic cylinder in it, like an office chair, but no luck so far. I've been looking though. On this tightwad, I can't go buy a new one. Yeah, standing shorter time for sure. That's what gets me, is it's my lower lumbar that's jacked up on me, and it squeezes on my sciatic that goes down on my the left side of my leg, or my left leg. It don't really get my right leg too bad. It does, but by the time it's getting into my right leg, I really don't care because my left leg's hurting so bad. But my left, ow, hit my head. My left side's normally the worst, but the longer I stand up, the more my sciatic starts barking at me. I got to get off my feet and I get the pressure off my back, and it still throbs and gives me a fit, but it hurts either way.
Welcome to the shop. Gears grind, sparks ignite.
Yeah, I fully relate. I understand you 100% right there, Matthew. That's what I've dealt with. I'll be 49 in December, and did construction, framed houses, stupid crap my whole life, and starting off framing houses, I've slipped off the roof a few times, but it wasn't drastic when I hit the ground because it was like landing in sugar sand, so it's kind of like tuck and roll a little bit, but those incidences tweaked it. And then when I got out of construction for a little bit, I was working in Burger King, and I was in the kitchen, floor was wet, and I was in a hurry trying to rush out the door to go to the restroom real quick, and somebody called my name, and I stopped and turned. When I did, I slipped on the wet floor, and that fall right there was kind of like a skateboard wipeout, but without the skateboard, and I was older, and that from that day on, my back never been the same. I had to start going to a neurologist because that incident there, I couldn't work. You know, I had to call out to work a few times because in Burger King's people was being assy and said, okay, well, you can't come back in until you got a doctor's note. And then that's when I went to the neurologist for the first time. And then shit, like I said, I was in my mid-20s, and the neurologist straight up looked at my wife. I will never forget this because he was an old school doctor. Looked at my wife, and I don't want to offend nobody, so I'm sorry. But he looked at her and says, "It looks like you've done rode him hard one too many times and put him away, or rode him hard and put him away wet one too many times." And oh, I about fell out. She turned blood red, you know, and I just looked at that old doctor and I said, "Well, what can we do? You know, can you fuse it so I can get on with it?" You know, and he said no, because at that point I had degenerative disc going on, and he says there's no way to fuse it.
Laid back, carving, steady hand devotion. Epoxy shines bright, clouded in emotion. Grumpy hands spark art, therapy potion. Anxiety drips, vanishing like ocean foam motion.
Yeah, so they did that lower discectomy for me and just cut everything around. I went with the bulging disc against my spinal canal from 09 to 2011, and that's when I finally I couldn't walk no more. I had to have the surgery, and at that point they did the discectomy, got everything away from it, and damage was done. I still have that impression, and but the rest of my back's shot too, but I don't really have nothing on paper for that. I've never found a doctor to want to scan my whole back. But lower back's my worst. And I'm like you twisting just wrong, bending down and picking something up just wrong, and it'll put me down. That's the crazy thing about it. When my disc actually ruptured, all I was doing was bending over, picking up a pack of cigarettes that fell out of my pocket.
Aliens in the smoke, they whisper truth. Medication rolled tight, sparking the roots. Chronic pain.
That was a pain I won't forget.
Creating our escape, these forms be proof. Grumpy's craft cuts through that ether haze, shoving demons aside, calling brighter days. Therapeutic fiction set the world ablaze. Creation keeps healing, we move through the maze.
Hey, I was at work, was operating a loader, but I had climbed out of the loader to take stuff out of the bucket because we were moving the old shop to a new location. So we had a lot of heavy tools and extra heavy equipment, parts and pieces. And it's stuff people shouldn't have had no business moving, but that's kind of why we had the loader. But you know, you had to drag some of that stuff up into them buckets. So yeah. That joker ruptured when I was down. Oh, I had to work my way back up in the loader to get to my foreman because it was on the job and I self-medicated then. And so, yeah, there wasn't no going to the office and saying, "Oh, yeah, I got to go home. I just hurt my back," because they're going to make you want to, you know, do shit, piss in a cup. And then I can't do that, or couldn't do that then. I just don't know how to do that right there, y'all. It don't look right, and I know once I burn it, it's there. Only silence can fill. Shadows in the grooves, ghosts etched in the grain. Epoxy binds the cracks, sealing up the pain. Epoxy roach clips spun tight from the night. Colors screaming loud, pain fused in the fight. Crafting from the chaos, hands bleed for the art. Epoxy therapy, where the healing starts. Yellow glows bright, black swallows the sun. The work ain't never finished, the fight's never done. So that's it with me and I deal with a chronic pain from my back and shit constantly. It don't really go away. I don't really take the pills for it. It's just the medical, and that, of course gets me a little goofy, makes me feel a little better, but it still hurts. And so it's like you start carving, wood burning, whatever you do, you're focusing on what you're doing and not thinking about that hurt. That's me. If I sit around and don't do nothing but doom scroll, I just think about, oh, my back hurts. Ooh, let me light up another one, or let me do this, So it doesn't do me no good just to sit there and dwell on it. And so I'll focus on something else so I don't think about it.
Crafting colors like a vivid dream. The slingshot is electric, neon bright, unapologetic. Lightning flash just out of sight. Grumpy's groove feels so right. The slingshot is electric, neon bright, unapologetic. Lightning flash just out of sight. Grumpy's groove feels so right. Like a wizard with a resin wand, creating worlds where colors respond. Pour it here, let it set then glow. Grumpy's got that magic flow. Drip, drip, drop, the groove align.
It is in a lot of ways, and you got to do it right, though. I mean, that's the bad thing about it. You just get a strain and get with it. It's gonna make you feel better. That's gonna help a lot of anxieties and some depressions and stuff like that. But it's truly the way they cultivate it or whatever these days. You chase the terpenes for the medicinal benefits. You really got to learn the terpenes and what does what. Because you can get a strain, like if you have bad anxiety and you get real anxious, you don't want a crazy sativa, because that's just going to make your anxiety and stuff worse, so there's different strands and different terpenes for different aspects of what you want to use it for.
Grumpy spun the wood till it morphed out of shape.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's like, I like to get down and play with my dog on the ground. And it's always that saying is like, when you get so old, you better make that backup plan for when you get down on how you're gonna get back up. Because it's don't hurt getting down and taking that pressure off, laying stretched out, but getting back up, can't hardly move. And then, like you said, that's what gets me is when I stand up on my feet for so long, because everything will start hurting. I kind of jack my back and twist a certain way, and then once I get like that and stand, I start getting the muscle spasms. I call it the gremlin stabs. It feels like somebody's yoking me with an ice pick in my back. And I start getting that, then yeah, it's time to sit down.
Lost, eyes bloodshot, medicated, soul kissed, peace found among aliens in the mist, chronic pains a ghost, anxieties dismissed, like to the tribe, spark flames in the abyss. Roach clip, shiny dope, soul just a cope, out of the haze came purpose and hope, aliens nodding props to the craft, no hate, epoxy vibes outlasted the hands of fate.
Yes, sir. I appreciate the likes. Love all the support. It helps my crazy head more than y'all know.
Out of the haze came purpose and hope. Aliens nodding props to the craft, no hate. Epoxy vibes outlasted the hands of fate.
There we go. I had to give myself a like with my other account.
Spins the lathe, hand steady in the grind. Epoxy roach clips, art where functions aligned. Workshop sessions, therapy flows in the air. Turning junk into gems, like we just don't care. Eyes glazed crimson, medicated haze flows. Chronic aches vanish, the good healing shows. Aliens in the mist whisper words of relief. Craft and cannabis.
Yeah, I mean, a wood burner is just, you need one, honestly. If you're doing, okay, if you're doing your big pieces with a chainsaw and stuff, you need a fine-tipped propane torch, you know, that'll burn real fine so you can get in the crevices and stuff, and you kind of use that as your wood burner on the huge pieces. But when you do your small, just handheld wood spirits and stuff like that, or little gnome homes and stuff, that wood burner can add so many accents and stuff to it. It's pretty versatile. You can use it in a lot of your craft work. Straight up pyrography, you know, or just like I said, you know, doing your pieces.
Machines as it begins. Turn the world into grooves. We twist in the vibe. Hit the bell, like and subscribe to the tribe. Lay spirals, carve out our story.
And then when you're using the right tip, this kind of work, you can go so I don't draw that fluidly, even if I can move fluidly. I'm more of a sketch artist. But you have, let me see, can y'all see that good? I gotta let the camera catch up so I can see where we're at. Yes, that's the perfect place to use it. It's on your gnome homes and stuff. I know I'm holding this here forever. I'm just trying to make sure y'all see it on the camera before I move. But yeah, you got these little like BB, it's almost like a little BB hooked on the end of the wire, you know, and then when you use that, it flows nice and smooth, you know. It's not as diggy. It don't dig the holes as much, you know. This flat sharp wire, if I'm not careful, it's gonna dig down or burn down real easy, and then you can see all my little marks where I pick up and go. But that ball, it's smoother. But then y'all can see the difference in that wire. That little tip is too thick to use with my machine. That's why I want one of the cheaper machines, because you can use them all day long with the cheaper machines. And heck, the cheaper machines will come with 2 hand pieces, so you can have a shader hooked up and then a outliner or whatever you want to call it, because there's so many different tips, and all of them's they're like the carbon burrs. They all have their own little purpose. Right? Like and subscribe, watch the mood improve.
Epoxy shimmers as the dust flies high. Shapes take form under a steady eye. Aliens peek.
You done good when your hand was down, using the other hand like that. I get a little ambidextrous, but nothing as good as that. More when I'm doing like little tools, knives and stuff like that. Nope. I don't trust myself cutting too often with my right hand, much less my left hand.
They touch the tools, they knock stuff down. Little green hands trying to steal the crown. But with every cut and every spin, Grumpy's got this aliens won't win.
That's like watching Just Carve Rob when he carves. He just switches both hands like it was nobody's business. It's like I'm amazed watching him carve. Carbon buildup is not wanting to burn as good.
Like and subscribe, watch the mood improve.
And yeah, one night my goofy butt was a little too medicated, and I cleaned it like that with the sandpaper, and I said, "Ooh, let me get that off of there." That's ooh. That was a long time ago when I first got it. That's one of them F around and find outs. Yeah, don't do it but once or twice. This little Lazy Susan deal was one of the best little things I've made too. It is so helpful.
River running, light of cases on the creek. Roach clips in the glow, Grumpy's work unique. Carving late nights, therapy on repeat. Alien vibes hit wild, art'll never retreat. Grumpy's batshit crazy, meds in a haze. Roll tight medication, floating out of space. Glows in the dark, magic lit through the maze. Hit that like, subscribe, ride the creative blaze. Sharp blade cutting, pouring epoxy to life. Each stroke sculpt chaos, channel the strife. Aliens whisper notes, transmit them precise. Out of this world,
Heck yeah, I've got to tune in and check it out.
like UFOs at a midnight sight. Craft wild carvings, man, they take flight. In a zone, no phone, just resin to light. Therapy ain't a couch, it's chisels.
That's what I like about Suno and the persona and stuff that you can use, is it kind of keeps track of the styles of songs that it makes. And you get that, it's where that specific kind of jingle comes from in the music. I don't know, I like using it so that I can jam to it, because it keeps that same feel to most of the songs.
Grumpy's batshit crazy, meds in a haze. Roll tight medication, floating out of space. Glows in the dark, magic lit through the maze. Hit that like, subscribe, ride the creative blaze. Grumpy's batshit crazy, meds in a haze. Roll tight medication, floating out of space. Glows in the dark, magic lit through the maze. Hit that like, subscribe, ride the creative blaze. Truth in molds, let the resin reveal. Heart deep as the void, carving wounds that heal. Fingerprints and wood grain, Grumpy's real deal. Aliens just nodded, man, that's mad appeal.
We got the intake manifold from my wife's truck. We picked that up the other day and finally got that in. We had to order that from Ford. That was almost $800. Now I got to get up with my son-in-law and see when he'll be able to try to put it on, and then just pray that no bolts break. It's a combination The bolts, I'm just worried about when he goes to unbolt it from the snot, from the head or wherever he gonna unbolt it from. I'm worried about them bolts breaking. I haven't even unboxed it to look at it. I just know it is one of those composite manifolds, and it's got a vacuum leak, but it's not from the gaskets, it's from a part on the manifold, and the only way to fix it was replacing the manifold.
The smell of cedar fills the air. Grumpy's kingdom beyond compare. Wood chips fall like a gentle rain, each piece secure for the ache and strain. Fingers trace the grain so fine in every groove a story.
Hey, Kat. Hey, Patricia, thank you.
The scent of the wood takes stress away. Dust is dancing under workshop lights. Crafting joy in the quiet night.
I don't know, it's just got a good chunk of money in this thing so far. So I just hope that everything goes good on the repair and it doesn't create any new problems. I get not negative or pessimistic, but I do look at everything and try to scan for any possible scenario or whoopsie. And just from my experience of messing with stuff like that, them bolts get hot, cold, and this thing has got, 100,000 miles on it, so if you're not careful, you go at it like a bull in a china shop, you're gonna break something. And he's young, inexperienced, and I just hate that he tries to get most of his experience off of my dime. But I can't afford to take it to a mechanic shop, so I have to be grateful that he can do it and is willing to do it, and just pray for the best. I said he has every bit of good intentions. He's just young. I made like 3 new songs and put on the list earlier and was having a fit trying to figure out how to get them on the list. Finally got them on there, I thought, but I haven't heard it run through them yet. Amy, that might be Bones. Finish that.
I'll be laid back, sitting in the shed, scuffling with the wood piece in his head. Roach clips cracked and each one's a gem. Workshop therapy, curve problem stem. Will and his worries, chisel in hand. Lighting up a stogie, grains like sand. Cool wood carvings, medicine profound. I'll be laid back, therapy's found. Patterns and spirals, designed so tight. Chainsaw humming later to the
See when I'm starting to bend the tip, I keep rotating it back and forward because it'll bend so far, and then I flip it the other direction, and after a while it starts bending. That's one thing I don't like about this thin gauge wire too, is it's something when I start getting heavy hands, it starts to bend up on me real easy. And then you just get used to that angle and the bend, and then when it starts bending and you have to flip it over, you have to kind of readjust to the angle and everything all over. Kind of messes your rhythm up.
Clips, more wooden fantasies, therapeutic dreams flow with ease, crafting cool creations, own two hands, grumpy's therapy, never underhanded. With his worries, chisel in hand, lighting up a stogie, grains like sand. I'll be laid back, therapy's found. I'll be laid back.
Make sure I ain't fixed the part of that when I hook this back up. Was supposed to get a bushing for my lathe today, for one of those kits that I got from Miss Francis. It is a little lip balm applicator holder, you know, like a like your chapstick tube. And it's a little kit. You spin a case for it, and then you put the case together, and it holds the chapstick tube and got a little removable top, and you can still screw the bottom up and down to make the chapstick go in and out. But I've been waiting on stuff to make it, and I had to get the mandrel set just to hold that kind of stuff, and I got that already. And then I need the actual bushings for the kit. They were supposed to be here a few days ago, but got delayed. What? Hold on. You used to play saxophone and you still have it? See, now that's my instrument. What do you say? That's my jam. I played alto sax in school. I wanted the saxophone when I first started, where we could get me in band, but being broke is a joke. Mama wasn't buying me nothing because she says, well, I'll buy it and you'll quit playing it after a month and I'll be done wasting my money. And I'm like, no, ma'am, I want to play. And my grandma had a clarinet, so I had to get the clarinet recorked and padded and prove that I was going to be committed to band before they would buy me a saxophone. And I was first chair, 6th grade, 7th grade and 8th grade in middle school. Well, no, I was, out of all 3 grades, I was the best clarinet player they had by halfway through my first 6th grade year. And then Mom bought me the saxophone that summer, and I came back to school the following year, and I sat in the saxophone section, had saxophone in my lap, ready for class to start. The band director says, all right, Tim, go get over there in your spot. I'm like, I'm in my spot. He said, no, you don't play saxophone. Give so-and-so back their horn. I said, no, sir, this is my horn. I told you last year I was going to be moving the saxophone. And yeah, he had a big stink about it. He says, I ain't got time to teach you how to do all that. You need to get back over there, ... And because I was his best damn clarinet player. Yeah. I broke out and started playing all the scales and arpeggios and stuff with the saxophone and didn't miss a note and wasn't out of key. He looked at me, just shook his head and says, okay, stay where you're at. But yeah, saxophone's awesome.
tell them the deal, yo, subscription's free, no question.
Them's the old stories. That one's embedded in my brain. I won't never forget that. I had to get rid of it though when I was younger. I was doing stupid stuff and wasn't working like I was supposed to, and me and the old lady wasn't together at the time, and I was paying child support on my own while we were apart, and that was when I was still a damn kid. I was wanting to party and not work and just goof off, and so I went and pawned my saxophone so I'd have enough money to pay child support that month without having to work. Could kick myself in the butt today for getting rid of it, but I still have my clarinet though. That was family heirloom. That belonged to my grandmother and her aunt and stuff like that. So I'll never get rid of that.
Anxiety drips vanishing like ocean foam motion. Aliens in the smoke, they whisper truth. Medication rolled tight, sparking the roots. Chronic pain a ghost fades in the booth. Creating our escape, these forms be proof. Roach clips glowing, fingertips control. Therapy the mission, fire feeds the soul. Ink in the wood grain, carving out whole. Lost in creation, feeling fully whole. Epoxy drips.
My saxophone was an Armstrong. Like I said, I was a dumb for getting rid of it, and then I didn't know what I had when I got rid of it, and yeah, the daggum. I didn't take it to a pawn shop. At least I did take it back to a music shop, and I sold it back to them. But I found out later that I sold it back to the same music shop that my mom purchased it from, and I took care of my instrument, especially my saxophone. I polished the heck out of that thing. There was no blemishes or nothing on it. So when that company got it back, it was like a brand new horn still. And the Armstrong, it had that extra key that most saxes don't have. And so yeah, it was a good horn. But yeah, it's gone now. I have a Chinese flute. I can't play it at all. And see, that's me, woodwind and brass. And I never owned a brass. My son has a trombone, and I can play it. I don't know the notes and all for the slide, but you can play with I play it more like a bugle. I'll use my armature and go through the notes that way. And my buddies, back when I was in school, my buddies had a trumpet, and so I would always play with their trumpet and stuff, and I figured out how to do it then. But yeah, woodwinds, clarinet, saxophone, that was my thing. The recorder, of course, you know. If you can play a clarinet, you can go back and play a recorder, I reckon. I just played my clarinet about 3 days ago, because I still have reeds and everything for it. I broke it out and showed my granddaughter, because she's in chorus right now and still in elementary school, and she wants to play violin when she gets into middle school, but I don't think our middle school has a violin section. I don't think our middle school is set up for the violin and whatnot. So I told her if she wanted to do band, we had a clarinet, and then she looked at me like I was crazy, so I went and broke it out and showed her. Started playing Silent Night. She asked, "Can you play Hot Cross Buns on it?" I started playing that. She just looked at me. I said, "Grumpy can jam." Yeah, that would be awesome if she played that clarinet in school, because like I said, my grandmother played it, and then her great aunt played it. It was her great aunts or something, and that's how she got a hold of it when she was in school, you know. And then when it was time for me to play, we broke it out of the attic and took it to the instrument shop. They recorked and padded it and everything, and I played it. I passed it on to two of my cousins. They played it, and I got it back after they had it because, like I said, I wanted to keep control of it. And then, like I said, I wanted my son to try to play it and let him go into saxophone like I did, but he wanted to do trombone. So, but yeah, maybe my granddaughter will play it next. That'd be awesome. It's got some history.
Lightning flash just out of sight. Grumpy's groove feels so right. The slingshot is electric, neon bright, unapologetic. Lightning flash just out of sight. Grumpy's groove feels so right. Like a wizard with a resin wand, creating worlds where colors respond. Pour it here, let it set then glow. Grumpy's got that magic flow. Drip, drip, drop, the groove aligns. Risen art's a sign of the time.
And see, I forgot more of that music theory than I remember. But when I was in school, I learned, all the notes and stuff like that. And then the fingerings and stuff for the saxophone and the clarinet. And that was the only ones I was taught on. The trombone and the trumpet, like I said, I just used the armature, the tightness of your mouth and all to control the pitch of the notes and would play that way. But I could do basic songs like that. And then with my saxophone, my mom's always worked retirement centers and nursing homes, and was activities director when I was in middle school and stuff. And me and my buddy, we both played saxophone, and so we would learn up all the songs. Christmas time, we would go through playing all the Christmas carols and stuff for them, and then like 4th of July, get out there and do some jazz for them, and like Saints come marching in, stuff like that. We stayed busy with it, and all that was just straight off memory. We free-handed all that, basically. We didn't carry no sheet music for that. Tried to do the guitar, and I couldn't get my big old fingers to cooperate. After doing the fingers for the horns and stuff, trying to hold them for the chords and whatnot, and learn the guitar, I couldn't do it. I traded my electric guitar for a Super Nintendo, a Nintendo NES, whatever it was back then. I had a little muscle amp. It wasn't much bigger than this burn board, and a little old basic black electric guitar. I traded that for a damn Super Nintendo. Cause yeah, I couldn't figure it out. I wanted to break that damn thing. I got so frustrated with it. Yes, sir, I did. I couldn't. It aggravated me. I couldn't figure it out, and that in itself had me so freaking aggravated, because it's like I can do a clarinet, I can do the saxophone, and these are like one of the most difficult little instruments to learn, and I mastered that little clarinet, just to get that saxophone. It's like, why can't I get this guitar? I could even think around with a keyboard a little bit, but I could not do that daggone guitar. My fingers, I would try to hold the chords with my one hand and strum with the other, and then all of a sudden my goofy fingers are trying to strum and hold chords. I couldn't, I did not have the coordination for it. All right, Amy, have a great night. Thank you for coming through.
Out of the haze came purpose and hope. Aliens nodding props to the craft, no hate. Epoxy vibes outlasted the hands of fate.
I gotta cut this off too, y'all. I gotta go outside and sand on this song. I'm gonna take, this is my little battery powered sanding unit, like a Dremel. It's got a little more torque than the Dremel, I think, because I can turn it up a little higher in sand than I do with my Dremel. but it's rechargeable. I got 2 batteries for it. But I'll take that outside because I don't have to have my vacuum out there. And I'm gonna take this Scotch Brite pads or whatever, and I'm gonna go over this, and it's gonna knock all that extra scuff off. It's still gonna stay burnt. I'll show y'all a little bit. You see, it takes some of that darkness out. It's not as crisp. And then if I had any yellowing outside the burn, it'll take some of that away. But I need to do that outside. But that's what I did. That's what I did with this board. I took my little handheld butane torch and burned the edge of this, and I'll probably go back and do the same with this one. Where's it at? It's over here somewhere. I just moved it this one. There it is. A little rosin torch deal. You can adjust it and get a nice little flame, and I'll burn at an angle towards the edge. I'll blow the flame towards the edge and then be off of it, and then tilt down till I just start coloring the edge. You know, that way I don't straight char it. That's how I kind of control. But I'll do that all the way around. And then with this one, I burnt the edge this way real good because this still needed to be sanded, so to get all the tool marks off of it. So I just burnt it real good, and then when I knocked the char off, that got rid of the tool marks. So kind of cheated a little bit. But when I color this one, I'll go through and do some burn throughout it just to give it some extra like antique-ish look. And then I'll do the same with that. They dip in my sight, the mist curling thick in the soft workshop light. Sanded edges smooth. Hold on, Bones, you still here? I wasn't fibbing about the skateboarding days. Yeah, let me see. Let me get in here and turn my dang light on over here. I hadn't been at my lathe doing no work, so the light's still off in the corner. Alright. This was just the old bare deck, but I put some Destructo chucks on there. I got some Spitfire bearings and wheels on there. This was my old board. This was the one that I bought and put together when I was in my 30s to help that little kid learn to skate because the other guys was bullying him. I still got it. I use it as a creeper every now and then now when I gotta get under a car. And I still got my motorcycle helmet. I ain't got rid of it. Now granted, I had no business being on that damn thing, but it was fun. I did something good for that dude. Oh, goodness. Epoxy shimmers as the dust flies high. Shapes take form under a steady eye. Aliens peeking, trying to invade, but Grumpy's got skills they can't evade. I had a Santa Cruz Choreo Brand whenever I was younger, and I skated. That was one that I hustled and did yard work and washed some cars and earned money and went to the mall and bought that deck and had it built out and everything. And I had another one, I can't remember the full brand name, but that Santa Cruz, I won't never forget that one. Messing around, Grumpy's carving skills are world renowned. Stress gets carved with every groove. Like and subscribe, watch the mood improve. All right, y'all, I'm gonna shut this down. It's not gonna start. Uh-oh. Might be my, let me see. No, it's still going. I was gonna say it might be my microphone. It's been going for a hot minute. Or it just could be a hiccup in the connection. Ain't no telling. But yeah, I'm gonna back out of here anyway. Like I said, I'm gonna go outside and start doing some stuff and get some more boards prepped up so I can do some more burns. So I'm gonna try to get some of these Planet 13 burns done before Saturday to add to the spread. But thank y'all for coming in. Like I said, this was just a test. The vertical part works, but it's not putting out to the short feeds, and I wanted it to put out to the short feeds vertical so I could get more views. But I do like my music played in the background, so that's a good thing. So we might just have to go like every other day, use the phone and do regular shorts or something. I don't know. But babble. Y'all have an awesome day. I'm gonna shut this off. But yeah, everybody stay safe and God bless everybody. Thank you for putting up with my craziness.